Guys, also pass it to me. Yeah, sure. Here, catch the ball. Shoot, how are we gonna get it now? Don't worry. Kevin is our hero. He'll bring it for us. But it's cold and wet. I don't want to go. If you go, we'll let you join our game. Okay. Hey, you got the ball. Finally, they'll take me in their game. Why? They don't let you play with them? Why are you blue? Here is your ball. It's almost evening. Where did that boy go? It was late, and Lisa was worried why her son Kevin hadn't returned home. Just when she heard the doorbell. Kevin, I told you to come home before dark. You got me so worried. She noticed something off about her son. Kevin, you're shaking. And why are you all wet? Pulling him inside, she quickly took off his jacket. You're freezing. I fell into water. Hurry, go dry up and change your clothes. Lisa stirred up a hot cup of cocoa and sat Kevin by the fireplace. Now quickly, drink this. She then hurried to finish up cooking dinner. Just when Richard arrived home from work. You won't believe what your son did today. He came home soaking wet in this cold. Probably snowball fighting with his friends. He's just a kid. We did all sorts of things when we were young. Let's just hope he doesn't catch a cold. After a warm dinner that night, the family went snug to bed. The next morning, Lisa got up to whip up some pancakes, but almost 10 minutes into pouring her pancakes out on the pan, it was still raw. That's strange. Within a while, Richard woke up and went to check the thermostat. Richard, last night it got so cold, and now something's wrong with the stove. The thermostat seems fine, but the stove? Richard increased the flame, but it was of no use. I've never seen anything like this. It's like the fire isn't giving off any heat. Use the electric burner for now, and I'll see what I can do later. As the couple tried figuring out the issue, Kevin walked out dressed for school. Kevin, are you alright? Did you feel cold last night? Yeah, I'm fine. It's getting late. I don't think I'll be able to get breakfast ready like this. Kevin, have your breakfast at school, okay? Okay. After Richard and Kevin left, Lisa went around cleaning up. But when she stepped into Kevin's room, she was shocked by a cool breeze. It seemed as if the entire room had been frozen. There were dripping icicles on the corners of the walls. The windows were wet and misty. How did this happen? After school, Kevin headed to the lakeside park again. Hey, where are you going? You want to play with us? Alex picked up the ball and threw it out on the lake. Go, bring it, and we'll take you in our game. No, I found a better game. What game? Building the Iceman. When Richard returned home late that afternoon, He was surprised by Lisa's condition. "What happened to you? You've turned blue. It's not even cold out today." "Yeah, but the house has been pretty cold all day." Richard went to check the thermostat again, but everything was fine. "Maybe we'll need to bring in a technician. Where's Kevin?" "He's not home yet." Within a while, the bell started to ring. Lisa opened the door to see Kevin panting as he walked in. "What time is it, mister? Where were you?" "At the park." "From today onward, you're not allowed to go anywhere after school. You will come straight home." "No, I have to go to the lake." "Lake? What were you doing by the lakeside?" Richard suddenly called out Lisa. "Lisa, check the news." 3 local boys from the BII elementary school found frozen to death at the lakeside park this evening. What is happening in this town? "So this is what you and your friends were doing. That's why you came home all wet that day. This could have happened to you, Kevin. There is no way you are going by the lakeside again." Gritting his teeth, Kevin stormed off to his room. That night, the parents went to bed quite concerned. The news had greatly disturbed them, and they couldn't think of any explanation of what was going on in their home. And sometime in the middle of the night, Lisa woke up feeling tremendously cold. She was overawed to see the windows frosted, icicles forming on the ceiling. Her fingers had become frigid. "Richard, get up. It's too cold," she said as her breath became misty in the air. "I'll go start up the fireplace. You go check on Kevin." Richard rushed to the living room, throwing some logs into the fireplace, but when he tried to light a match, it wouldn't work. He then went to light a piece of wood from the stove, but even the stove wouldn't turn on. He couldn't even get a spark. "Richard!" Just then, he heard Lisa cry out from Kevin's room. She had found Kevin shivering under his blankets. His skin had turned blue. "Mom, what is happening?" "It's nothing, sweetheart. You don't worry." Lisa got out the thermometer. "What happened, Lisa?" "Richard, his body temperature is falling. I can't warm him up. We have to take him to the hospital." In a panic, the parents wrapped Kevin in blankets and hurried him to the hospital. But when doctors diagnosed him, they were bewildered themselves. They tried every method to bring up his temperature, but things seemed to be going the other way. In fact, the room had gotten cold. "Doctor, what is happening to our son? We really don't know what is going on, but if his body temperature keeps falling like this, he won't survive. What is surprising us is how he's still alive." Late that night, when Kevin's nurse, Maria, went to check up on him, she was shocked to see the IV administered into Kevin had begun to freeze from the tube in his arm up to the saline bag. "Harry, there's a boy in our ward. Something strange is going on with him. You might want to take a look." "In your ward?" "Maria, I'm not a doctor yet. And anyways, I'm not pursuing a medical doctorate." "Stop it, Harry. I'm not joking. You have to come." Maria and Henry Connery met at college in a few of their same courses while she was pursuing her nursing degree. It was during this time that Henry had taken a trip to Cape Flattery in Washington, and something bizarre happened with him. I hit my head on a rock and started bleeding out. And I saw something. I closed my eyes and all of a sudden, the injury healed. Are you telling the truth? Did you really hurt yourself, or is all this a prank, Carrie? Because it's not possible you healed in a matter of seconds. I know, but it did happen. It was ever since that experience that something strange happened to Henry. Something changed for him. He perceived the world differently. He was able to hear, see, and understand things that he wasn't before. He could observe things that he couldn't observe before. Upon getting Maria's call, Henry caught a bus ride to Michigan and reached there on a bus ride to Michigan and reached there on a bus ride to Michigan, 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 a bus ride. Hey buddy, I'm Harry. I'm going to watch over you tonight. I'm Kevin. Kevin, did you by any chance know those that were found by the lakeside park? Were they your friends? They weren't my friends. They always used to make me get the ball and they never took me in their games. Why don't you try to rest? For the first part of the night, everything seemed fine. But it was suddenly around 2 a.m. Henry began to feel a chill. The temperature began to drop, and in just merely minutes, the room was freezing. The windows were frosting ice. Henry felt like his body was freezing up, and he was having difficulty breathing. And as his limbs started to cramp, Henry fell down. Struggling to get up, he was shocked to notice a young girl standing beside Kevin. Before he fell unconscious. Early that dawn, Maria came to check on them when she found Henry on the ground. She helped him up and splashed water on him until he finally returned to his senses. Harry, what happened? Are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. We have to hurry, or else we won't be able to save this boy, he said as he rushed out. Where are you going? There's something I need to do. That morning, Henry went to the local police station. Hi, I need some information on a missing person. And what do you need that for? I may be able to solve a missing persons case. Come with me. One of the officers took Henry inside to the archive. It was a girl. She was about 8 years old, had brown hair, green eyes. Looking through a few files, Henry stopped at one. Name, Sarah Miller. Reported missing, December 20, 1973. Age 8. Noting down the address, Henry went straight to the Miller's house. Hello, I'm Henry Connery. Is this the Miller's house? Yes, I'm Mrs. Miller. I presume you're the mother of Sarah Miller? Yes. What is this about? I have some information about your daughter. Come on in. John, come quickly. Henry explained everything to Sarah's parents and requested them to come meet Kevin at the hospital that night. That night, Henry introduced himself to Kevin's parents. Hello, I'm Henry Connery. I'm a friend of Kevin's nurse. I think I know what's going on with your son, and I may be able to help. What has happened to him? Everything will be disclosed tonight. I just need you to allow me to be with him. In their last hopes to cure their son, Lisa and Richard stepped out along with Mr. and Mrs. Miller. They watched anxiously as Henry sat in the room looking at Kevin. At around 2 a.m., he began to notice the temperature fall again. It was difficult to bear the cold, but he patiently bore through it until he finally saw her appear. The young girl stood beside Kevin. Hello, Sarah. This time, the girl walked around to him. Who are you? That's when the door opened and Mr. and Mrs. Miller stepped in, shocked to see their daughter after so long. Sarah? Mom? Dad? What happened to you, Sarah? I looked everywhere for you. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. Nearly 10 years ago, Sarah used to go to the lakeside park every day, where she played by the bank. It was one chilly winter day. The lake had formed a new layer of ice. Excited, Sarah walked onto it. But as she walked further, suddenly the ice broke apart, and she fell in, unable to swim, and unable to even call for help. Sarah drowned, and her body was never found. Mr. and Mrs. Miller got a sense of relief after years of agony, but seeing their daughter like this, they knew they had to let go. Sarah, we love you, and we will always miss you. All these years we've been wondering what happened with you, and now we know, but you have to let go of Kevin. Okay, Mommy. With that, Sarah disappeared. The room began to warm up. And Kevin opened his eyes. His skin regained its color. How are you feeling, buddy? I feel warm. Lisa and Richard rushed in and hugged their child. Kevin. They looked at Henry in gratitude. Thank you so much. Is our daughter going to wander like this for eternity? No. Over there, you'll find her body. After more than 10 years, Sarah Miller was rescued from the lake. Her body had been frozen blue, but still intact. And finally, she received her burial. Finally, she's free. She's in a better place now.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.